Hey everyone, this is Jim with Calibrated Chaos Aquatics. I I'm working on a new video. I've got a ton of footage. It's taking forever to get it done. I'd hope to have it posted tonight, which is Wednesday, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to work out. Um, I, I want it to be quality over quantity. I was trying real hard to push and get more content out more frequently. So far, it's not working out. But but I want what I do put out there to be of some value, and so I don't know. I think it's just worth taking a step back, taking the time, making sure that for all its imperfections, it's got something that's useful to somebody in it. I just took a clip of my 33-gallon breeder tank, which is it's the one that I posted a few weeks back. It had all the white rocks in it, and I got several comments that were real positive, saying the tank's pristine, it looks great, and it really did at the time when I shot that video. It had only been set up for I don't know a month or two, and it was holding up pretty well. And then it was real sudden. Everything changed in that tank, and my parameters got out of balance somehow. I know my nitrates keep cropping up there. I'm struggling to get it balanced back out again. I've tried a few things. I've been adjusting lighting, but it's just the BBA has gotten completely out of control in the tank. Everything in it was just covered in a thick layer of it. And there's this green algae that's all over everything, and I'm not sure why. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But I've been watching it the last few days because there's all of a sudden a ton of these little critters in it, and I think they're an amphipod or maybe a copepod, but they're in there at a level that I know it's screaming at me that my water quality is poor. I haven't seen any ill effects on the fish that are in the tank because of it so far, but I am nervous about it because it's been going on like this for a while now, and I keep trying things, and I'm stepping up my water changes now. I was only doing them about once a week, and it's just not enough. I was hoping to be able to pinpoint the problem faster than I have, and get it to a point, because I try not to do water changes constantly. I try to do them about once a week on all my tanks. I'm getting there with the other two tanks where I'm able to do that and maintain pretty well. This tank, it's just not enough. It's going to require more for a while. I pulled all the plants out. You'll see in the video that in one of my cleanings I yanked every plant out of the tank. I stuck them in the sink. I doused them in like half, 3/4 of a cup of bleach in a sink full of water, and I left them sitting there for like a half an hour. After that, I drained them. I rinsed them all off. I scrubbed them with a toothbrush. I picked hair algae off them. I doused them with hydrogen peroxide. I rinsed them again. I scrubbed them again. I beat the crap out of these plants, but I put them back in. They seem to have handled it really well. I haven't seen much of any milt. They've been replanted, and they're doing pretty well. It's been a couple of days since I did this, and nothing has drastically melted off or died or wilted or damaged a few leaves on a few of them, but nothing that I don't think they're going to recover from. So I was kind of at the point where my frustration level was through the roof, and I was like, well, I'm either going to save them or I'm going to kill them. So I just decided that was the next step. Now I've ordered stuff for CO2, but I'm kind of waiting to see what the effects are of what I did. I did a thorough cleaning. I did a 50% water change. And that was like 3 days after I did a 50% water change. I'm kind of seeing what happens there. I will probably add the CO2 because I think that's part of my issue. My plants are growing, but they're not growing real fast, and they're just getting overtaken with algae really, really fast. In the 3-day span between those two water changes, I cleaned the sides of the tank. I don't show the full cleaning in the video clips, but I do all 4 sides. I reach into the back of the tank and everything and clean off everything I can, and I do a thorough water change. In the second one, I actually pulled the filter off. I completely emptied it out. I actually ended up tossing the filters that were in it. It's an Emperor hang-on back. It's a Marineland Emperor, and it had the cartridges in it. I learned just this week something I probably should have known a while ago, as long as I've been doing the planted stuff, that you don't want carbon-based filters in a planted tank because they just soak up all the fertilizers that you put in. So I've dumped several bottles of fertilizer into my tanks over the last several months, and most of that probably never reached my plants because my carbon filters were soaking it up. So I kind of modified the filter, removed the carbon. I took the carbon cartridges, the refillable ones, filled them with biostones, and then I put sponges in the back section. So I'm kind of waiting a day or two to see if that helps. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do about all the amphipods. Everything I've seen on YouTube and whatnot says that the fish will eat them, but I don't think the fish that I have in this tank are eating them. I have rainbow sharks that are bottom feeders. I don't think they're going after them. I think they're kind of ignoring them. So I don't know. I gotta see if I can find something that I can add that might go after them that the rainbow sharks won't go after. It's tough with that tank because those rainbow sharks don't coexist with just anything. They're getting to the age where they're beginning to be pretty aggressive, and they're even aggressive. They're mostly aggressive towards each other. I have a guppy in there that hadn't been bothered. Been in there for, I don't know, several months. Almost seemed like he was buddies with one of the rainbows. They tagged back and forth. They were always kind of hanging out side by side, and there never seemed to be an issue. And I came home the other day, and my guppy's in rough shape. I don't know if he got hung up in the power head or if one of the fish attacked him, but he's missing like half of his tail fin and half of his I should know these names, but the one in the middle of his back anyway. It's a dorsal fin. I'm not even sure. I'll look that up and learn that for my next video. But anyway, my point is this tank's a total mess. I'm having all kinds of problems with it, and I've been working on a video for it, and right now I have, I don't even know, maybe 45 minutes worth of content that I have to whittle down and edit out, and my original goal was to have it posted tonight, and I'm just not going to make that deadline because there's too much there, and I don't want to post garbage. This isn't going to be my most flattering video ever because the tank's not pretty. It's kind of embarrassing to see it. But I kind of decided, the reason I decided to do a YouTube channel was like I said in my first video, was to share my successes and my failures. I don't want to only show you my tanks when they're at their best. I've learned a lot watching videos from people's mistakes, from people saying, hey, you know, this is what you don't want to do. I've kind of found those really helpful. So I don't know, I think it's a lie to only show off like your best scenes and only show your tank right after you clean it. If you have a tank that's going great, if things are, you know, mature and well balanced and it's looking good, absolutely polish it up, do a good cleaning and do a great video on it. But I think it's just as helpful to post a video and you know, like the one I'm about to show you guys that says, you know, I'm screwing this up, and you know, maybe I can get a comment from you guys that'll say, hey, you know, try this, and I would love that feedback. I'm really receptive to that. On the other hand, down the road, once I do figure this out, because I won't give up on it, I'll keep going at it, and hopefully down the road, once I figure it out, somebody new coming into the hobby can watch this video and say, hey, you know, that really helped me, you know, watching what you went through and seeing what you had. I don't know. My hope is that will be helpful to somebody down the road. I think most of my subscribers probably have a lot more experience than I do right now, so I'm not sure I'm going to provide a whole lot of educational value for you folks. But someday I'm hoping to have a heck of a lot more subscribers than I have, and maybe it'll be some 10-year-old kid that is just starting out and is just where I am now. So I don't know. I'm going to share it. I'm going to be honest, and hopefully people aren't too hard on me for it. But it'll be what it'll be because I think it's important to share that and to be honest about. I don't set these tanks up and have them go perfect every time. Things go wrong, and I have to learn as I go, just like everybody else. And I want to share that experience and that end of it with everybody too. So, with that said, I hope you like what's coming. I've got some really cool video on my crappy little camera. It's a close-up of the critters that are in my tank, and I think from Googling pictures of them, I think they're an amphipod, but if somebody knows better, please correct me in the comments, because I'd really like to know. I don't think they're a detrimental bug or crustacean or whatever they are, but I do think they're in there in way too high of a volume because I think the water quality is too poor. So, it's a sign that I've got a real problem, and I am working on it, but I did get some good footage, and I'm hoping you guys can help me, nail down for sure what these things are and how to deal with them. So, I'm going to roll the rest of the footage, and let me know what you think. Thanks a lot, guys. I've tried treating with peroxide, but the blackbeard algae just keeps coming back. I had moss in here. I had some Christmas moss in here on several of the stones, and you can see where this bare spot is on the log where I had some moss there. That was just completely infested with the algae, and once it's in the moss, there's really no getting rid of it because the moss doesn't stand up to any of the treatments. So I've removed that. I'm considering dipping these two plants here, this one that you see here, which I think is a crypt, and this one in the back. I honestly don't know what this is. It might be some kind of a lace type thing. Grows like crazy, kind of has babies come off it all the time. I'll see if I can look it up and figure out what it is specifically. I've also got a water onion over here. That gets a little algae on it, not a ton, but I'll probably treat that as well as this Anubias in the back. That gets some algae on it too. We're going to try reducing the light, maybe do a blackout for a few days, but for tonight I'm going to try and shoot a clean out, show you how I do my water change, and maybe get around to dipping some of those plants. We'll see.